episode is sponsored by my Instagram Discover page, because I have discovered that Instagram thinks I have two interests, naked men and Real Housewives. And
so it gets you.
Yeah, it understands me.
Yeah.
I actually have been surprised at how much ass you can see on Instagram. Like, they're showing me ass.
All of it.
Bare, hairy, smooth, in between. Let me show Julie, let me quickly show you.
I can't wait.
This screenshot. Now, am I doing this for people to drive people to go to our to watch us on YouTube? Who is to say?
Who's to say?
But now I can't find it. Hold on, let me go to my screenshots folder. Welcome to Yumi and Chisme, your number one source for Chisme on the internet. Adrian and Julie here. I'm about to show Julie a screenshot. Oh, yeah, here it is. A screenshot of what my Discover page looked like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my God. You're probably gonna have to blur that for YouTube.
No, you think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God. Wait, you think so? It's on Instagram.
Yeah, no, their guidelines are strict.
Really? Oh, well, sorry, everyone. If you want the screenshot, text me.
Our DMs are open.
Yeah, $1 per message, by the way.
Love that.
Julie, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I feel like I've had coffee today, and I don't drink coffee, and I haven't had any coffee, but I feel like that is the adrenaline that's running through my body. So everybody, hold on. It's going to be a crazy ride today. I say that, and it ends up being the most boring episode ever.
No. Stick around, please. Don't. Oh, they turned us off already.
Don't leave. We have abandonment issues. Let's talk about that. You want to talk about that, Julie?
Yeah.
Should we start with daddy issues or abandonment issues?
Ooh, oh my God. You take your pick. I have enough material for both.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, yeah. Tell us how you are. How you doing? What's up? What's the 411?
I'm good. I'm great. This is when you guys are going to want to click to YouTube, because I'm about to show, I don't know if he's noticed it yet, but I'm about to show Adrian the graphic t-shirt that I'm wearing. Show
us, Julie.
Have you noticed it?
I haven't. I know that you're wearing one, but I don't know what it is yet.
I've been laying on my desk, basically.
We've been on here for 20 minutes already, and she's just like, all I can see are her eyes.
Yeah, basically.
Let me see. Oh my God. Wait. Did you get that on Etsy?
Of course I did.
Tell everybody what it is.
It's a graphic t-shirt of Jeff Probst from the host of Survivor. Do you love it? This was my fave, obviously.
So funny. Is he shirtless?
Yes, he is.
Look at those arms.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Let's see Jeff do a water challenge. Let's see him get in his underwear, huh?
I would love to see it.
I love that. Did it just arrive?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I was like, this is going immediately on my body.
Does it say Probst at the bottom?
It
just does. In case you were confused, Jeff.
Just in case, yeah. Who is this? You're like last name right there.
Ooh. I don't know. Yeah, I forget. Whatever. Survivor.
Right.
If this podcast has done anything, it has made Julie. It has allowed me to convince Julie to become a Survivor fan.
Yeah.
She may not know who Suri is, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, she watches. She does.
All of the contestants from that season leave my brain as soon as episode 1 of the next season starts.
Right. And you also don't watch them in order, so it's Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, and there's like 20 people per season. And
Yeah,
I'm
okay, but
I
it's not like
remember
I'm
all of
naming,
them.
it's not like Suri is somebody who left the
That's true.
first
I
episode of
remember
a
who she
random.
is. She's the nice one, right? That she was like beloved her season.
The black woman.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It came to me. It came to me.
Okay. I just want to make sure. We want to make sure that you are allowed to wear that t-shirt.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, I love it.
You know,
Yay.
I may not know her name, but I do still think about the contestant that tried to kiss him as she was voted out. I don't remember what her name was,
I don't
but
remember her name either.
I remember her bravery.
And you know what? That's what Survivor is all about. Being brave.
Absolutely.
That
Yes.
you don't need anything other than bravery.
No. No.
Okay? So how about some of you get off your asses and go on Survivor and talk about our podcast?
Yeah. Why is Kim Kardashian not talking about that?
Wait, about Survivor or about our podcast?
For both. Both.
Kim,
Both.
come on the pod.
Come on the pod. We'll be nice.
What if we had Kim Kardashian here? How would you act? Like, let's
like I was her
she's
number
here.
one fan, bitch. Like I've been watching her from the beginning. That's the fuck. If you guys think, okay, guys, let's be serious for 2 seconds. If you
Serious
guys,
faces only, everybody.
serious faces only.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. If we ever have anybody on here that I've talked shit about, you guys better just smile and listen. No judgment, because I will kiss their ass. Why? Because they got money. Isn't that stupid?
Is that why they have money?
No, well, you want to save face, right? I'm not gonna be rude. Obviously depends. We're not gonna have no Casey motherfucking Affleck on this show.
Okay,
right. But knowing people, right? Like if we were to have like Ariana Grande, who just me, have previously spoken unknowingly about. If she's on here, you best believe I'll be like, I've listened to you since your first album. Every song. It's been in my heart from the moment you came on this. I've been watching since Cat and Sam. Was that the name of the fucking show?
I don't know. I don't
remember.
I didn't watch it. What's your favorite Ariana Grande song?
Which one isn't my favorite? Does she even have a bad song? I don't think so.
But you can't pick one?
Because there's too many.
It'd be like picking your favorite child.
I couldn't do it. And if you can, maybe you're not as big of an Ariana Grande fan as I am. Have you thought about that, Adrian?
I thought about the ones that I really love. Yeah.
Can't name them.
No,
you can't. No,
God is a woman.
You took too much time. I don't buy it. Me, on the other hand, obsessed. Love. When she was announced as the cast of Wicked, and I said, oh, perfect. No notes. No notes. She's gonna come in and serve. Ariana, come on the pod. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, we really would actually. Ariana.
Honestly, though, that'd be fine with me.
And what's your favorite episode from the Kardashian shows?
The one where they sit on the couch and they eat salad. That I love that because they're just so real. Who doesn't do that? You know what I mean?
They're not sitting on the couch eating the salad because you can't get the white couches dirty.
That's true. But they hold the salad just to remind it, because you know what they care about? They care about our health. They hold it so that we remember to eat our greens. And I don't know. I say role models, if I'm being honest.
Oh, what a liar. I have a question for you.
Okay.
This is following up on a pop culture pop-up topic. Was it last week? Yeah, I think it was last week. We talked
just like Survivor. As soon as this is over, It
Okay, that's
leaves my
true.
brain.
That's true. People are like, oh, they want to talk about things that I talked about on the pod, and I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what I said.
No, it's
Not
like a
one single
fever
clue.
dream.
Honestly, so
Yeah.
you know what happens sometimes? Sometimes I'm like, I'll be thinking, I'll be like, did I really talk about that on the podcast? Or I'll be like, maybe this conversation wasn't the best. But then I go back and when I'm editing it and I listen to it, I was like, wait, this is good. This is funny. We're funny.
I'm the opposite. I will spiral. Remember, I text you this past week.
No, you didn't text me.
I
You sent
voice
me a
memo.
frantic audio message.
I did. I did.
Yeah.
Because sometimes one thing will stick in my brain and I'll write it over and over until the wheels fall off. And I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? I can't believe I said that. Yeah. And then I do. I'm like, can you take that out, please?
In all transparency, Julie doesn't do that a lot.
No.
I'll take some discretion and take a couple things out. Not typically, but sometimes I did take a couple things out that I said last week that I was like, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. They were small minor things, but just things that I was like, let me not. Anyways, yeah. When you're in charge of your own show, this is what the Kardashians feel like.
Stress.
Executive producers.
I totally get them. I get them.
Okay. Back to my question.
Okay.
Selena Gomez.
Okay.
She said, I am single. I'm not dating this man.
Yeah.
And then there's the photo of them holding hands. Have we gotten an update? Do we know what is happening? Is she trying to murder us?
I gotta say yes. I gotta say, I don't know what game she's playing, but I don't like it.
Games. She thinks all of a sudden because she's on a show with Meryl Streep, she can do whatever she wants.
You know what? And I was just gonna say, Adrian, you were too kind to her to say that, that show helped her image. Now she's like chaos queen. Clearly she listens to our pod. Clearly.
She said, I'm gonna show Adrian that stupid little bitch. Can you cuss on YouTube?
I don't think so, actually.
They didn't say anything
I
about
actually wanted to talk to you about that and say that maybe you needed to bleep out our, not that we would stop cussing, just that you'd need to bleep them out.
They haven't said anything about the last 2 episodes.
Okay, well, that's on them.
And they ask me when I'm uploading the episode, is this for like children? And I say no.
Yes. Oh.
No.
Just kidding.
Not for children.
Oh, and you thought this episode would be boring.
Anyways, what I really wanted to say was, Selena, what's going on?
Yeah.
We don't approve of this chain smoker man.
No, I don't like it.
Anyways, speaking of love lives, Julie, what's happening with you? You got a love life?
No. Unless you count my hand. No. I was gonna go somewhere else and I went.
And then you remembered
chaotic.
we're on YouTube.
Yeah, I went chaotic. What was I gonna say? No. I get on the apps. I do. I've talked about this before. I get on them and I get real optimistic. This is it. We're gonna go on some dates. And then one person talks to me and I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. The art of dating is no more. It's not a thing anymore. And men are scary. And the more I exist, the more I realize how absolutely terrifying they are. And I mean, within the month of January, we've had how many men kill their entire families?
Right.
I mean, it's just insane. And I really do. If you think I'm a fast swiper, I used to be, not anymore. Now I look at the pictures and I'm like, what does this person's vibe tell me about his worst day? What does this person's worst day look like? And then I see what kind of people they surround themselves with. And if like all their pictures are like a bunch of white bros, I'm like, we're not gonna, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
I know myself better than this. Um, yeah, so I think I'm getting, people used to say, my brother specifically, used to say, maybe you're a little too picky and you're just not gonna find. I feel like I'm getting pickier.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's sad out there. And then men just don't know how to have a conversation.
Right.
They don't. And they're all horned up. They just want to fuck and they want to do it now and they want to do it immediately and they don't even want to have to talk about it.
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
are you guys not? It's like the irritation that it causes me to just be like, do you realize that if you just had a normal conversation with me, I'd probably want to fuck you?
Right.
Like if you just were normal and how was your day?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of movies do you like? Blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah bullshit. I'd probably be
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? He's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably fuck him.
Mm.
Instead, right out the gate,
Yeah.
you know what I hate? You know, because I'm getting older. So the
Uh-huh.
men I'm seeking are getting older, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then this realization of no matter what age I've been, I have
Mm-hmm.
always been able to encounter a man that at some point says, what are you doing? I'm doing this and that. And then I'll be like, what are you doing? Laying down. Oh, okay. Hoping you were cuddling next to me. Every age that I've existed, I have encountered a man that flirts like that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
I mean,
sad.
ugh,
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
yeah. I don't know. I'm
Well, how's
sorry.
your dating life going?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay,
kind of non-existent. Yeah.
kind of.
I'm not looking for a relationship.
Right.
I want to make that clear.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We know famously that you've never been in a relationship. Famously. It's been reported on E! News. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It has there ever been a point in your life, even if for a millisecond, that you're like, I wish I was in a relationship right now?
Right, like, have I ever said like right now? No, but yes. Have I ever wanted to be in a relationship? Yes, because I've always felt like one of the greatest things that you can ever experience, I'm going to assume, as a human, in
Hmm.
this small little blimp of time that we experience on this planet, in the overall grand picture of this universe. um I think, could it be possible that only in this part of our existence is when we can feel the range of emotions that we can feel:
Mm.
love, heartbreak, whatever it may
Hmm.
be. um and so I have always had a desire for to experience those range of emotions, because I
Right.
think it teaches you a lot about who you are, how you'll handle certain things, how you
Hmm.
handle, whatever it may be. As I've gotten a little bit older, um I don't want to I
Hmm.
want to be careful about what I say, because I don't want to mischaracterize what I'm actually trying to say. And I
Okay.
think I've realized recently that I have trouble expressing emotions or describing my emotions. And
Okay.
so, I don't know. I haven't experienced, I haven't been madly deeply in love with somebody. And I think that it is more difficult for me to fall in love with somebody and experience that. Because I see other people, and sometimes I wonder, I'm like, how do you feel so comfortable around somebody so quickly?
Hmm.
I can't. And people, like, from the get-go, before we even meet, I mean, I'm only speaking from small experiences that I've had with men that I chat with online, feel so incredibly comfortable.
Right.
I hooked up with a man not too long ago and he wanted me to spend the night. And I'm like, I don't know you. Why
Right.
would I spend the night? I literally had to be like, I'm a very particular type of person. I'm not gonna spend the night with you because I want to go sleep in my bed. And he's like, your bed is made of gold. And I said, no, but neither is yours. And so I have found people who just completely and then sometimes I'm, are you genuine? Like, do you just not like to be alone? What is happening? Because I can't be that crazy. Are you crazy? Am I crazy?
Right.
But like this like quick feeling of comfortableness with somebody to the point where you're like you just want to be around them all the time. I
Hmm.
don't know how that feels because I don't, it takes me a while to warm up to people or to feel that comfortable to want to be around them a lot. I don't know if any of that made sense, but
It completely made sense. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing though. I
I don't think it's a bad thing
honestly
either.
I feel like I envy you because there is so much security in your words. Like even I understand what you're trying to say. Like there's just so much sureness of yourself and the
Mm,
statements that you make in regards to interacting with possible partners. Um, that's so envious to me. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten closer to you to what how you see it. And but before I used to be very much like obsessed with this idea of falling in love, so much so that I would shape whatever I was into making me believe that I was in love. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, this is it. This is as good as it gets. And then
mm,
you realize, oh no. And then you try again, and you're like, okay, well, this is for sure. This time, this is as good as it gets. And it's
uh-huh.
still not it. But this idea of like even that whole like, well, no, my bed isn't made of gold, but like I mean, what are you? Who are you? Kind of that
Right.
kind of idea where like often I feel like if someone wants to in my brain, if someone were well, now I'm getting nitpicky, right? Where it's
Uh-huh.
like, okay, you can leave now. But
Uh-huh.
before, if someone was like, I want you to sleep over, and even now I feel like if they're saying it to me, not if they're expecting to sleep at my house, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know who the fuck you thought you were.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm over somewhere else and they want me to sleep over, my brain will tell me, oh, they're fucking into me.
Oh, uh-huh. Okay. And that makes you feel like a certain
Desired
type.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's
totally get that.
difference to like it's not desirability. Oh, we fucked. Obviously, I'm desired, but it's like a
Right.
different kind of
Oh,
more
interesting.
concrete.
I, I've never felt, I've never been like, oh, I've
Mm.
never, I've
And
never
I
had
love
the
that for
switch.
you.
I've never had the switch turn on of like, oh, this person desires me other than just to have sex with me. And
Mm.
so I don't know. To me, it's like, I can't lay in your bed and want to cuddle and look into your eyes and caress your face after two dates because I don't, that's not genuine to me. That's disingenuous. And
I
it
love
makes me
that.
feel uncomfortable laying in your bed,
Yeah.
not knowing you or feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, I've never also had the opportunity to really get to know somebody that on that deep of a level to get to that point.
Hmm.
Um, and so yeah, I don't know. So, but I don't, I'm not going to spend the night at somebody's house after having hooked up just once or going on a and gone on a couple dates.
Yeah.
I want to sleep on my bed. I
I
want
love
to wake
that.
up when I wake up.
Yeah. I love
You know,
that.
I want to be in my own space.
Hmm.
And so I don't know.
Let's all aim to have standards like Adrian has them. Let's not
Well,
live by my rules. I'm a little chaotic, guys.
but there's something to be said about how, you know,
Sure. Sure.
don't use don't I'm not anybody's role model. I shouldn't be anybody's role
I
model.
I disagree, but I also think, there's something to be said and admired for that kind of security in yourself and that kind
Or
of like, no,
okay,
no,
I'll let you finish. I'm so sorry.
no. It is security in yourself.
Yeah,
And not and even if you don't want to look at it like that, it's security in your comfort. Because how many people will compromise their comfort to make somebody else feel better, which will then make them feel better. You know what I mean? Because some people are those kind that's like, well, if I make you feel good, I feel good as well. And you're like, well, no, I'm not going to compromise my comfort and the things that make me happy for a warm body next to me. And some people will. And I think that
right,
that's some people will, and they'll trick themselves, Julie, into believing that it's a genuine situation that's happening. And hey, look, maybe, but more often than not, is it not that? So I think there is power in your way of thinking. Whether you think it's like a wall that you put up or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes walls are necessary.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think that there is. I meet people or I know people or whatever that where I'm like, you just let it all out there, and that's
Hmm.
beautiful, and like you feel so deeply.
Yeah.
You feel so deeply,
Yeah.
and there is a slight enviousness about
Hmm.
that. Like you're just able to connect with somebody so quickly and so genuinely.
Yeah.
Uh, and and so sometimes I wish I could do that too,
Yeah.
but I and not and I don't know. I feel like I can connect with people, and I do connect with a lot of people. Um, but also I don't know. I don't want to sleep next to you. I don't want to lay next to you.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know. What is life?
Because you never know what you could get yourself into. Because look, Christina Yang fell asleep next to Owen, and then she woke up in the middle of the night. She was getting choked to death. So let's think about what we're doing before we do it. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, a little Grey's Anatomy humor for everybody. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what is to become of life. I don't know. Um there's a lot of things that I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that all of us don't know, right? So
Yeah.
um I would like to be open to allowing somebody in my life, but
Hmm.
I think my pragmatic mind sometimes prevents me from just completely,
Right.
which again I don't think is bad, because why am I sleeping over at a random man's house?
Truth.
No judgment on anybody who does that. I just want to be in the comfort of my own space in my own home.
Hmm. Hmm.
And listen, the bed was comfortable. The sheets were
Hmm.
clean. The bed was made. The
Hmm.
apartment was spectacular.
Hmm.
But I don't why am I don't want I'm not gonna spend the night with you. So you know what I
Right.
did instead?
What?
I drove home and I went through a Jack in the Box drive
Mm.
through. And I came home and I smoked a joint
Oof.
and I ate my Jack in the Box while I watched The Real Housewives of Potomac. And to me,
That's love.
that is the best way I could have ended my night, as
Yeah.
opposed to trying to fall asleep in some man's house. And I won't even call him a random man because he's not that random, right? But I just am not, I don't know you enough to do that. And
I
like,
love that.
I'm like, I don't know. Anyways,
Hmm.
every go back and listen. And anytime I said, I don't know, take a drink. um, anyways, if you have questions about love, relationships, whatever it may be,
Clearly,
sex,
this is where to come.
We'll give
Clearly,
you
we're
the
the experts.
unfiltered, real answers.
Absolutely.
Julia, it wouldn't be an episode without some fan mail, right?
Mm, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for fan mail. You guys have to watch the YouTube episodes just so you can see how Julie laughs when I do it. Literally just watch this
Oh,
part because every time it tickles her so much, and I'm starting
it
to think it's
kills me.
disingenuous.
No, it's really not. I every time I tell myself like, okay, it's not that funny. And every time you do it, it fucking is. It is that funny.
Thank you. Okay, we have some fan mail today. It's a long one, so
Ooh,
tuck
okay.
yourselves in. But
Okay.
we have fan mail from one of our favorite
Mm.
callers, Jaime. Here we go.
Hi, Adrian and Julie. I'm currently walking, so forgive me if there's a lot of noise. I had to stop myself because I was listening to the most recent episode, the Employee of the Month, I think is what it is. And I was fucking cackling at your story, Julie, and how just unhinged that was, but just so entertaining to hear. I mean, like, the whole letter in the mailbox thing was really giving just Regina George energy. And honestly, give this bitch a Grammy. A podcast can get Grammys for that story, because this was like up there with that My Dead Boyfriend episode. But absolutely loved it. Thanks for the laughs. I'll come back with some more questions about other things in the future, but love you guys. Bye. Okay, also just needed to add this little bit. I was running out of time, so I wanted to make sure to get it in. I think it only lets me send a minute. Anyways, what I thought was so funny was the fact that, Julie, you said this entire story, I'm assuming so straight-faced. I can't wait to watch the YouTube video. I'm very excited about those, finally. Also, just subscribe, so listeners go and subscribe as well. But what was so funny to me was that this whole story was so casually thrown out there. And she's like, what about you, Adrian? What type of employee are you? Do you have any similar stories? Like, as if it was a very common thing that people do, and I just absolutely loved the commitment to your character, Julie. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.
No, listen, Julie is nuts.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
not
kidding,
wrong.
Julie.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Jaime, thank you so much for listening and for telling everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Julie, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Jaime, you have my heart. You should know that by now. I appreciate you. I love that my chaos brings you joy. Do I have anything to say? Just thank you for listening. I don't know. That was told. I often forget that I did something so crazy at a job, and every time I tell this story, it always happens like that, where we're in the middle of a conversation. I'm like, oh, one time. I'm like, it just like comes to me. And when it comes in my heart, I need to let it out. And whoever is closest to me gets to hear it. So thank you for listening. I promise I've calmed down now. If anyone from my current job is listening, I promise I'm not as chaotic. I'm a grown up and I've gone to therapy. Okay. So yeah, the chaos I think it's in the past.
Okay, good. I love that. I love it. There was no question. Thank you, Jaime,
No,
for the
I
comment.
love it.
Yes.
I actually have another fan mail.
Oh no.
I have another
This is a
fan
setup.
mail.
Who is it from? Is it from Candace? This is a setup.
I have another fan mail, and it leads us into today. So if you want to do a little song, because we have a full episode of
We sure do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a full episode of the Pop Culture Pop-Up. Usually I say
beautiful.
first up on the Pop Culture Pop-Up, but should I? Julie has hijacked the show.
You shouldn't. One moment. I'm trying to
Is
find
it
it.
Selena? Because if Selena sent something in, I will die.
Imagine Selena contacted me directly. Okay.
Okay, someone has something to say about me, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Here we go. Let's
They
go.
don't have something to say about you, but I think you'll like it anyway. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey Julie and Adrian, got a great topic for you. It's Oscar nominations day and the Irish are killing it. We've got Best Picture, Actress in a Supporting Role, Actor in a Supporting Role. Sorry, I'm just scrolling here, there's so many. International Feature Film. Let me see. Actor in a Leading Role, Director. I mean, there's tons. You have to talk about this. The Irish are taking over. Discuss.
Oh my God. My panties are wet. Oh my God. Hmm. Wow.
That fan mail was from my best friend Candace's husband, Kieran. Adrian's #1 fan.
I am booking my flight to Ireland right now. I'm flustered.
I know you would be. I knew you would be.
Okay. Woo.
Give Adrian a minute. He's getting it together.
Okay. Listen. Does Candace want to come host this show? Because Candace and I could trade spots for a week.
I'll ask her. I'll see if she's up for it. I'll see if Kieran's up for it.
Kieran, what do you think? Kieran, by the way, thank you so much for sending in the fan mail. Of course, we can make all of your wishes come true. We will talk about anything you want to talk about anytime. Now that's a real Irish man. That is a real. You may have Colin Farrell, okay, but I have a real Irish man that lives in Ireland.
You said I have.
Well, you know,
Like he's not fully Candace's.
I mean, you know, I'm okay. Listen, I'm not a psycho. Okay, I'm not gonna go to Ireland and show up at their doorstep unless they want me to. Listen, okay. Thank you, Kieran. Okay. Whew. Let's talk about the Oscars. First up on the pop culture pop-up, the Oscar nominations were announced this week. Top Gun Maverick got a Best Picture nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Women Talking, I've never heard of that movie, but Frances McDormand is in it. Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is leading the nominations.
Yeah.
11 nominations. The Banshees of Inisherin. Did I say that right, Kieran?
Mm-hmm. I'm like, definitely. I've been practicing.
Triangle of Sadness. I don't know what that one's about either. The Fabelmans, the Steven Spielberg movie. All Quiet on the Western Front. I opened up my phone and saw this movie and I was like, what? This movie? I haven't heard of it.
Our other top listener, Anna, says it's a great film.
Oh.
Sad, but a great film.
You two talk?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No, I did the live on TikTok and she was in
you
there.
did?
I
You need to
did.
remind me of these things.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. It's my turn next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Elvis, obviously, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Tar. Yeah. Best Actor, Brendan Fraser, Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Bill Nighy, and Paul Mescal. Now,
Another Irishman.
Listen, I know
Yeah.
Paul isn't going to win, but now that white boy.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Best Actress, Andrea Riseborough.
I
don't know who she is. Who is she? Do we know?
You don't know who she is. Let me tell you something about Andrea. Okay. Andrea is in a little indie film. And look, I know I call a lot of the films that I watch indie films. This is a very indie film. Maybe 300 people have seen it, apparently. It's called To Leslie. Okay. It just got released. So again, truthfully, about probably 300 people have seen it. However, Andrea has a lot of friends in show business, and they all got together to rally behind her. And a bunch of them wrote an open letter to the Academy asking for her to get nominated. Gwyneth Paltrow, Sarah Paulson was among them.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, it kind of is.
You don't
'Cause,
just
you know,
write in a letter and say, I want my friend to get
well,
nominated.
they wrote an open letter so that people from the Academy would happen upon it and
Uh-huh.
would get influenced to
Uh-huh.
nominate her. It
Uh-huh.
worked, and she got nominated.
Does she deserve it?
We're getting different takes. I haven't seen the movie. Some people say she does deserve it, even though the entire award season, the best actress category has been full of around the same people. Viola
Right.
Davis being one of them.
Right.
Viola Davis, you will know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say you will know is out of this category of the Academy because there's only a certain amount of slots.
Well, I was also going to mention that the woman from Till was getting nominated as well,
Danielle,
and she's not in this category as well.
No, she's not.
And Michelle Williams, who has been a regular.
Let's talk about
this
that.
season. Wait, let me. Kate Blanchett, who won the Critics' Choice Award. I think did she also win the Golden Globe? Maybe. Ana de Armas, which is from what I'm hearing the worst movie of the year. And obviously Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Tell me, Julie. Let's talk about it. Tell me.
I think this will be an easy win for Michelle, but let me tell you something. If Andrea gets up there to accept that Oscar, the way I will rag it in the streets with a poster, I will go crazy. I will go crazy. No, because you've already taken some slots. Let's talk about Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams, technically speaking, from the beginning of award season, supporting actress. Supporting. They made a last-minute decision to put her in the Best Actress category.
Why?
That's a great question. Because she had no chance in hell in winning the Best Supporting Actress. Because of that category is stacked.
Well,
Angela
yeah,
Bassett is picking that up.
So Best Supporting Actress, Angela Bassett, Corey Condon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Stephanie. How do you say Stephanie's last name? Shu, and Hong Chao. Listen, that's a category.
That is a category.
That's a category.
Michelle Williams has been nominated for an Oscar numerous times and has yet to win one. And if I am being honest, the range is really just not there for me when it comes to Michelle Williams. She's always like melancholy. She's always like depressed. I'm like, girl, can't get another role. Can you get a comedy? It's the same with Elizabeth. What's her name? Elizabeth.
I don't know. Hurley.
Oh my God, what's her fucking name from The Handmaiden Tales? Handmaid's Tale.
Elizabeth.
Handmaiden.
Not Elizabeth Olsen. Not Elizabeth Smart. Elizabeth.
Oh my God, what's her fucking name? Everyone's yelling.
Yeah,
yelling. If you're really quiet, you can hear them. What?
Hold on, we're gonna get it because
it's not
we
Banks.
have access to Google. No, hold on. Elizabeth.
Oh my God.
Hold on, Elizabeth. Moss.
Oh my God. That name wasn't even near my brain.
Elizabeth Moss. Scientologist.
Wow,
Elizabeth Moss, by the way.
What a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Williams, I don't think deserves to be in the Best Actress. If we're being honest, take Andrea, Anna, and Michelle Williams out of this category. I don't think either one of them deserve it.
Right. Yeah, and it should have been Viola and what's
Danielle?
Danielle, the woman from Till.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And where's Whoopi's nomination, by the way?
I mean,
hello.
Also, really quick, if we can go back to the Best Actor category.
Yes, we can go wherever you want.
Thank you so much. I do unfortunately think this is a Brendan category to win.
You think
I would love to be surprised with the Colin win. Unfortunately,
Colin has never won an Oscar.
He's never even been nominated.
This is his first nomination?
First nomination.
Why aren't people? We're not talking about that enough.
That's a great question, Adrian.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately, has never been nominated. But this is his first. I hope it's his year. I'm manifesting away over here, just me, myself, and Lawndale. But I think Brendan has enough good graces with people that I think maybe they would vote for him.
People love a comeback story. And
Yeah.
who hasn't watched George of the Jungle, by the way?
Yeah. And and unfortunately I think that he's gonna get it because of that. I really hope he doesn't. But it's really up to Austin, Colin, Brendan, because they've all won during different award shows.
What's up? Sorry, why did I say what's up? I saw.
Guys, Adrian just had a stroke right in front of my eyes.
Did you hear me say what's up?
Yes, I did. Oh my
I
God.
sent a text and it came up and it popped up on my laptop. And I don't know why I responded to what's up about. Okay, sorry.
I love that.
Okay. I literally, yeah, sorry. I was answering the text messages to the text message out loud, but also the question, the appropriate answer to the question wasn't what's up. Anyways. Okay, listen, the Oscars are going to be televised March 12th, 2023 on ABC. It's hosted by Jimmy Kimmel live from the Dolby Theater here in Hollywood, California. First time, I want to say, that the Oscars are happening on my birthday weekend. And so,
wow.
If this is not my year, I don't know what is. Also, 5 more years until the 100th Academy Awards, and as a young kid I would be like, I'm gonna be alive for the 100th year Academy Awards, and I'm so excited. Now who is to say what happens in life, but
we're gonna go
if
to
I'm
them.
not around in 5 years,
we're
you
going
guys
to them.
Please bring an iPad or something to wherever I'm at, because
someone record this. Jaime, I bet you and I will be at the 100th anniversary of the Academy Awards.
What are we doing there?
We're gonna either cover it or we're gonna be someone's date.
Okay.
You better believe it.
I can't wait. I can't
You better
wait.
Believe it.
Although
Jaime,
I would
get that on record.
Although I would love to watch from the comfort of my home, if I'm being honest.
We're going.
Okay. I'll go. I'll TiVo it.
And they happen earlier in real life.
They do. They happen at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Well, we get them. They're live on both coasts, so we want. I could never live on the East Coast because people would have to come over at 8 o'clock on a Sunday. That's not fun.
No, and they last like 7 hours. So
right.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, next up on the pop culture pop up. Slight pivot here. Julie, Britney Spears just released a statement. Fans had called the police to go do a welfare check on her after she deleted her Instagram. And the police had to put a statement saying that she was okay. She's not in danger. What is happening, and what did Britney Spears say?
Yeah, well, notice how we've talked about this before. We've talked about the things that are going on with Britney and the fact that her fans, a certain side of her fans continue to be worried for her, and they continue to think that she's under some sort of conservatorship still. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, unfortunately. So yes, there's a group of them that a couple of them believe she's dead.
Oh my God.
And they're a very loud group, and so yes, I guess they made a couple of calls to the sheriff's, I think it was the Ventura Sheriff's Department, and they did a welfare check, and Britney released a statement earlier today. We're recording this on Thursday, January 26th. So earlier today, Britney released a statement, and it reads, Okay, it says, as everyone knows, the police were called to my home based on some prank phone calls. I love and adore my fans, but this time things went a little too far and my privacy was invaded. The police never entered my home, and when they came to my gate, they quickly realized there was no issue and left immediately. This felt like I was being gaslit and bullied once the incident made it to the news and being portrayed once again in a poor and unfair light by the media. During this time in my life, I truly hope the public and my fans, who I care so much about, can respect my privacy moving forward. All the love, B.
I mean, just leave her alone.
Just leave her alone. I feel like these groups of people, it's like just people that love drama, in you know the kind of people that just like love drama.
Mm-hmm.
And if there isn't any, they will go out and create it. And I think social media has made it so that your personalities no longer live in your sad life. They live outwardly, and you are able to find community with fellow chaotic human beings. And I think
Right.
that's what's happened, that a bunch of chaotic people that do a bunch of fucked up shit in their personal lives can now do it in a grand scale, and your lives are so sad and pathetic that you come up with these conspiracy theories. And look, I would be more than happy to eat my words to say, she was in danger. Because look, I can understand how some people are falling for these conspiracy theories, because we all thought it was insane when we first heard that Britney had no control over her life. Of course we did. We all were like, this is crazy. And then the more we realized it was true, the more we were open to the idea. I understand that. But I think the people that are doing this are upset that Britney isn't living up to what they thought she would once she would be free. You
Mm.
guys thought that she'd be free and you'd get your pop princess back, and she'd do interviews and she'd tell you all the tea because she gives a fuck about her fans, and she would be this open book and you would have complete access to her on her terms. And that's not what's happening. She's saying, I'm going to give you even less than what I was giving you. And I'm going to be chaotic. And maybe I'm going to show you a tit. And maybe I'm going to dance in my living room. And maybe I'm going to delete my Instagram. And then I'll re-download it. And all of this is being interpreted by chaotic people as she must not be okay. Well, how okay can she be, for one? For two,
Right.
my best friend Candace, who is a successful, beautiful, wonderful, completely normal human, deletes her Instagram every 3 to 5 months.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of people do.
And then she comes back and she pretends like nothing happened. And then she deletes it again. And you know why? Because she gets annoyed by people. Well, and a countless of other reasons, but still, you know what I mean? And it's like, what if Britney just gets annoyed by your bitch asses?
Right.
Leaving comments under her pictures like, are you okay? Please tell us if you're okay.
Right.
And she's like, girl, I'm just trying to live my life.
Right. Trying to navigate her life. A life that hasn't been easy. A life that she has to relearn how to live for herself. Like, this woman is going through a lot of things.
And this idea that she was going to give you full access to her life after what she went through is what, because a lot of this, if you find the root of these people, most of them are like, well, we don't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, bitch, you were never supposed to. I bet Britney didn't even want you to know what she was going on, what she was going through to begin with.
Right. The internet is a dangerous place.
So dangerous.
And Twitter is at the top of the list because there's two things that really bother me about Twitter. You can say anything and there's no consequences on there, and people are so gullible that people start believing anything.
You know what, though? I think TikTok is worse.
I mean, okay, true. I mean, the all of it. All of it. because you can post anything anywhere, and it's just like people will believe anything
Yeah.
just because somebody is saying it. And it's like, you need to look at who is saying it, why they're saying, like, we need to be paying a lot more attention.
Yeah.
Hence, why we live in the political climate that we live in. But also, people, the media takes tweets, one tweet, and all of a sudden that tweet is a news story. Just because somebody said something on Twitter, because somebody has an opinion, does not mean that it is that we need to be writing a news story about it.
Right.
There was this like troll account that somebody created on Twitter about pretending to be a trans activist, and their tweets were all troll tweets, and one of them was something about how the song Natural Woman should be banned because it's not inclusive of trans women or whatever, or it's disrespectful to trans women or something. I don't know. News organizations picked that up as an actual story, that a trans activist are saying these things about this song. It's dangerous because there is no actual outcry about the Natural Woman song. And what they're doing is that they're creating this divide to pit people against each other. And guess who gets hurt the most? Trans people.
Yeah.
And so not only us, but the media needs to take a huge step back about what they report on and what we believe that we see on the internet, because it is so incredibly dangerous and scary, in my personal opinion, because people do not know how to differentiate, and they don't know how, and to some degree it's not their fault. There's nobody out there teaching people how to, and the internet themselves, these apps and these websites aren't also doing the work to be able to say, this is not, anybody can get verified now on Twitter.
Yeah.
So you see the blue check mark and it's like, okay. I used to look at the blue check mark as like, is this like a valid source?
Yeah.
And now anybody can pay to have a blue check mark. I mean, it's just absolutely insane what is happening.
Agreed.
We hope Britney is at peace and doing whatever it is that she wants to be doing at home or wherever she wants to be. Next up on the Pop Culture Pop-Up, Pamela Anderson recently said, is this from her documentary? Are these things coming out of her documentary, or is she doing interviews?
She's doing interviews in preparation for the documentary.
Got it. Is the documentary completed? Is it made?
It's coming out, I want to say, later this month on Netflix. Okay.
Excellent. I personally cannot wait to watch. Two things that she's discussed on the documentary. The first one being that when they did a remake of Baywatch with The Rock, they basically asked Pamela to come on and do a cameo for free, which is insane.
Insulting.
And Pamela Anderson was on Home Improvement back in the day, the 90s sitcom with Tim Allen, and she says that Tim Allen at one point revealed his penis to her under his robe while they were working backstage. Julie?
I'm so tired. What do I think? I think I'm not surprised about Tim Allen. I think we've known that Tim Allen's not a great human being. Political ideologies aside, his idiotic political ideologies aside, I think we've known the kind of man he is. So it's not surprising. It's always disheartening to hear these stories of things that women go through because they exist, and because of men. Men built Pamela Anderson to be the Pamela Anderson that she was. And then when they encounter her, they choose to disrespect her when she's merely existing, as opposed, but you disrespect her for the idea that you yourself created of her. It's so wild to me. And yes, I think Pamela Anderson, the idea that I'm gathering of her as a human from these interviews, and like when the Pam and Tommy series came out, I did a lot of reading about what happened, but like aside from the TV show, I like went back and looked at things that had happened in interviews that she had done and the way that she had been treated throughout the entire ordeal. And I just think she has this very nice, calm, soft-spoken persona that unfortunately men and the industry in general has taken advantage of over and over again. And I think these stories just remind us of how she's been abused and misused by the industry over and over again. And this idea that producers from her show, where they know they were part of the original show, they know the power that Pamela had in that franchise, to then go to her and be like, come and do this cameo for funsies. We're not going to pay you anything, but just come and do it anyway. And they were relentless. She says that they called her over and over and over again, asking her to come on the set. Is so disrespectful in such a mean way, because you were a part of what made her an icon, and you know that she's an icon, and you still choose to be like, come and do this thing. It's so crazy to me, and I feel so bad. And I feel like Pamela Anderson and Britney Spears, they're like in the same boat of being disrespected by the media over and over and over again, and they choose to deal with it. However, Britney's choosing the silent route, and I think Pamela chose that route for a very long time, and finally she's like, you know what, actually, I'm gonna you guys have been taking care of the narrative for how many years? I'm gonna jump in here now. I'm gonna finally jump in here and let you know what it's actually been like. And I think that's beautiful for her, and I hope that we can all get to a space in our lives where we can finally speak up for ourselves, and not to say that she hasn't behind closed doors, but in such a public way, when the world I mean, the Pam and Tommy show is a clear indication of the way the media continues to take advantage of Pamela Anderson, to not consult her, to not get her approval, to still think all of this is okay. Did you ever hear, I just found this out, that Sebastian Stan, while they were doing promotion for that TV show, admitted in an interview to looking for the sex tape, but he couldn't find a copy of it.
Yeah, I mean,
and he thought that was like a cute little anecdote to tell in an interview.
It's crazy. I mean, the amount of disrespect is wild. I think that was Hasselhoff in the remake. I'm sure they paid him,
I don't
or
know if
they would have offered to pay him. Like,
I didn't
also,
watch it.
if you have The Rock in your movie, you can afford to give her a couple $1 million for a cameo.
And I'd be hard pressed to believe The Rock has his imprint in every fucking thing he does. I bet he's a producer on that movie too. I would like to sit down with him and ask him, did you know this fucking happened? And were you okay with it?
Right. I mean, Pamela Anderson is such a cultural icon that it's a shame that she gets treated in this type of way, because she made a lot of people a lot of money.
So much money.
And it's just so disrespectful and so sad. And I'm so happy for her that she is able to put out her own story as she knows it to be. And Tim Allen is just disgusting anyways. So
yeah.
Blech. Okay. Pam, come on the pod. We would love to have you.
Come on the pod. That would be amazing.
Julie, you have book news. It ends with us. by Colleen Hoover.
Yes, Colleen Hoover. If you're on Book Talk, you know who she is. She's gone crazy over on TikTok. Colleen Hoover has a book called It Ends With Us, and it is being adapted into a film. I think the director is going to be Justin Baldoni, and he will also be starring in it. And his co-star opposite of him is Blake Lively. Underwhelming. I have not read the book. I've only read one Colleen Hoover book. It was called Verity. It was intense. I was like, whoa, this is wild. I read it while I was in Europe. Candace can attest to this. I read it on our flight, not to brag, from Ireland to Paris, and I was like, my jaw from a twist in the book was like on the floor. I was like audibly gasping while I was reading. However, she also, I think this is the same book. She has a book about domestic violence. I don't know if it's this one. She has like 10 books in the span of like 3 years or some bullshit. It's insane.
Oh, wow.
It's insane. But anyway, some say that's a bad thing. I think I'm one of them. Anyway, there's a book about domestic violence. This, you know what this bitch did? She put out a coloring book. That's right.
A coloring book of like depicting the violence?
I don't know what it depicted, but it was a coloring book in reference of that book. And it's like a coloring book for a book about domestic violence. It missed the mark. I don't know if I like Blake Lively's acting.
I don't know either. I mean, what's the last thing I saw her in?
A Simple Favor.
I never watched it.
A Simple Favor is good, but I don't know if it's good because of the storyline or if it's good because of her acting.
I watched Gossip Girl.
I never watched that.
Did you ever watch Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Yeah, she's not a great actress. You know what though? I do like Justin Baldoni is a great romantic lead.
I like Justin. He's hot, and
That
Justin
too.
was on. Yeah, he was on.
Jane the Virgin.
Jane the Virgin. I was going to call it the Virgin Diaries. Jane the Virgin.
And
I knew about Justin before he was on Jane the Virgin. He like went viral for this his proposal video, like when proposal videos were like grand and big, and I mean he's a filmmaker, so he made it into like a whole thing. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Here's the thing. I hate to interrupt you.
No.
In my deep depressing days, I used to watch his proposal video and his video of him and his wife announcing their pregnancy over and over again. And I was like, oh, this is what love is like. I'll never feel it. It was crazy.
That's so sad.
Honestly, it was sad. But
but you overcame that. You're better now.
Yeah, absolutely. I am. I haven't seen that proposal video in ages.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful one. That's why I would watch it all the time. I was like, damn. Imagine having that kind of love. That's wild.
Yeah. That's and wild. Creativity and money and looks.
I mean, babe. Well, let's not spiral.
All of it. Okay. Well, I don't know Colleen Hoover, but okay.
This could be great. This could be horrible.
Only time will tell.
I'll be seated either way.
I love that. I love it when you're seated. Okay. Next up on the pop culture pop-up, Shakira versus his ex versus his ex's mom.
Yeah.
Something's going down. And Julie brought this up and I said, well, I haven't seen it. She said, did you see the video? I said, I haven't seen it. And I said, send it to me. And so now I'm going to live react to a video, a TikTok here. What am I going to look at? What is this?
You're seeing an interaction between Piqué, Shakira's ex's mother, so Shakira's mother-in-law, and Shakira.
Okay.
Piqué is also there, but the interaction is between the two women.
Oh my God, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching. She's the blonde woman? Or I don't know if she's blonde. Is this is when they were still together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my, she just grabbed her face and told her to be quiet.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes, she
I
did.
was thinking here's this old elderly woman.
No.
No. I have this idea that everybody's moms are old, and it's like, no, this woman is insane. She literally grabbed
Hmm.
Shakira by the face and said something.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And tells her to
gosh.
shut up.
I mean, honestly, Shakira, you should have gotten out of here sooner.
She's stronger than the US Army, I'll tell you what, because I would have slapped that lady straight across the fucking face. You put your hands on my face. Are you fucking crazy?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yes.
And in public, bitch, I will punch your titty. I can't believe. Not to say shame on Shakira. No, everyone who's to say I would have, right? You
Right,
freeze. You're like, what? And who's to say this is the first time that something like
right.
this has
Well, and
happened?
also she must have known that there were cameras around.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The queen she is.
yeah.
I hate when terrible things happen to people and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for the album. With that being said, I hope she goes back to Spanish music and I fucking can't wait for the album.
Right. Because she released a new song, a breakup song, but it's in
It's that
Spanish, right?
song that was in that
Oh, that's
video.
the song.
Yes.
Uh-huh, I
Uh-huh.
see. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, I can only imagine what Shakira has to say about this woman.
I
I
want her to
mean,
take her shoes off, dye her hair black, put a braid in it, and call it a fucking day. That's what I want from Shakira.
yeah, no. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, we want Shakira la rockera, you know?
Oh my God. If we get her back, dude, when I was young, dude, the day that Shakira sang in English was the day my heart broke.
Mm,
I loved Shakira when I was little. And I was very anti my culture when I was younger.
uh-huh,
Unfortunately, we all live and we learn, but
right.
Shakira was the one. I would
Uh-huh,
listen to that bitch over and over again. I loved her first two albums. That hippie bitch, oh my, I was like, this bitch, she speaks to my soul. Even though I
uh-huh,
didn't know what the fuck she was singing half the time, but I still was
uh-huh.
like, she gets me and I get her.
Yeah.
And the day that she came out, I don't remember her first English song, but when was it Wherever,
Whenever,
Whenever? Uh-huh.
wherever. Uh-huh.
When I heard that song, I said, this is what betrayal feels like. And I was so sad.
Yeah, because I also got to know Shakira as a Spanish singer, and particularly when I was in like middle school, my older sister, who's 10 years older than me, idolized Shakira, loved
Wow.
her. And so all and my older sister would be the one to take us to school in the morning. And all we would listen to is, well, we would listen to what is it, 97.1
Mm,
Superestrella. Yeah.
mm,
But it was like rock en español music, right? But also
yes.
we listened to the Shakira albums. And ¿dónde están los
Los ladrones.
ladrones?
Oh,
You
yes.
know? And so I too, when she came out in English and she had the blonde hair and the bare midriff
Mm,
and like the poppy pop, like I was like, oh, this is different.
yeah.
I mean, not completely out of,
No.
left field, but it was different from what
Hmm.
I was so used to seeing her. And so like Shakira's a badass. She
Absolutely.
will cut anybody. And so
Yeah.
let's bring that back instead of laundry service. We're
And
done with laundry service.
absolutely. But I also think Shakira doesn't get enough credit for being one of the first Latina artists to make that cross into American music so seamlessly. And then go back. She's bounced between both. Not only that, but has brought up, if you remember, Shakira was one of the first artists to collaborate with Maluma.
Mm-hmm.
She has brought up the younger generation with her. And I don't
Right.
think people give her that recognition because unfortunately, I think there's an idea in people's head that she's American music because she has gotten so deep into English speaking music.
Right.
But that bitch is Latina through and through. And the fact that
Right.
you choose not to see it, I mean, just watch her Super Bowl performance.
Right. Successfully, by the way. She
Absolutely.
came over here successfully, which is
Absolutely.
difficult to do.
Yeah.
Shakira, come on the pod. We want to talk
Oh,
about this old woman.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Finally, on the pop culture pop up, Julia Fox. You may know her from Uncut Gems
Mm-hmm.
or from dating Kanye West. Julia Fox. Julia Fox gave a apartment tour on TikTok, and let me tell you something. I was shocked.
Were you?
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
was, because I had this idea that Julia Fox was, well, let me not say. I was going to say I had this idea that Julia Fox was rich. And I'm not saying that she's not. She might be. I don't know, to be honest with you. I
Right.
actually have no idea. I guess I was more so shocked at the vulnerability and the
Mm.
and the transparency, because I think sometimes people who are famous, not sometimes, people always who are famous, put out this certain type of image that they want to portray.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that I love Julia Fox. I think that she is fascinating. I think that
Mm-hmm.
she is interesting. I think that she is funny. I think she's incredibly smart. And I think that she has the pulse on a lot of things right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see her just show us her
Mm-hmm.
bedroom and her bathroom. Also, I think Julia Fox is famous, by the way. And so
Yes.
to have somebody of her familiarity uh just put it all out there. She lives in a very standard New York apartment that she shares with her child.
Mm-hmm.
The bed wasn't made.
Mm-hmm.
There's shoe boxes in the kitchen, which, if she says, if you're from New York, you have shoe boxes in the kitchen. Absolutely, I get it. um but I don't know, there was just, she's talked about the mouse that very lovingly, she talked about the mouse that is in her apartment,
That's
which
where she lost me. She lost me there.
you know but I appreciate that she's like, I put the most effort into my son's room, and you clearly was true, and that you cannot deny the love that she has for her child. I think it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
um I will say that after watching the video, I personally would never live in that apartment, but it made me love Julia Fox even more.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to
I
say.
I didn't find it surprising.
Oh, really?
No, and that kind of apartment doesn't. I'm not saying that it did for you, but I think a lot of people lost this idea that she has money or that she's actually famous. And to me, I'm like, no, this feels like I'd probably be more surprised to find out how much that apartment actually is.
I'm sure. No, absolutely. I'm sure it's expensive.
Right?
Extremely
And I
expensive.
agree, it's cluttered and it's a standard basic bitch apartment
Right.
that you're like, my homegirl down the street lives there. And you're like, oh, wait, Julia Fox lives there. I didn't find that crazy though, because I've seen quite a few of her interviews and she is completely unfiltered. And she
Right.
very much is like, this idea of celebrity that people have is like, that's not the reality of things. And
Right.
I saw a lot of comments in that video of her apartment tour being like, oh my God, I know influencers that live in better places. And it's like, everyone, I don't know if everyone missed, but like, there was this article, and I always think about this whenever someone does an apartment tour that's like a big verified influencer. I always think about this. There was an article that came out I think maybe a couple years ago, of influencers that were renting jets for a couple of hours and
Right.
apartments for a couple of hours to take pictures on and do content in and do all of this stuff, and then they go home to their lame ass little 1 bedroom fucking place with roaches and they live their best life there. I'm
Right.
not, maybe not that bad, but you know what I mean.
Right. 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 Right.
So this idea of like, well, influencers live in, do they?
Right.
I mean, I if Michaela, the beauty influencer from TikTok, has taught me anything this week, it's that you cannot believe everything you say. PS about that because Adrian's not going to know what happened.
Not a clue.
Michaela is a beauty influencer on TikTok. She did an ad for a mascara. And she was like, look how long my lashes are. And she was like, I love this mascara. I don't think anyone else is going to get it better than this. And then someone screenshotted that, zooms in. She's wearing false eyelashes. The drama.
Wait, was she saying that her
She said she was,
natural
yes,
eyelashes? Oh.
yes.
Well,
yes.
Michaela, it's easy. You're a liar. Liar,
Yeah.
pants on fire, Michaela.
Yeah,
whoever
the
you
worst
may
part
be.
is, honestly, I would have been like, well, yeah, if she's going out, of course she's gonna put mascara on and then false lashes. I wouldn't have even blinked an eye. But then someone in the comments was like, but you're wearing falsies. And she was like, no, I'm not.
Now, listen, they all lie, except for Julia Fox.
Except for Julia.
No, and you know what? I totally get the influencer thing. I think I consider Julia Fox a step up from an influencer.
Mhm.
Like, I don't consider her to be a social media influencer.
No.
And so there was just something shocking to me about the transparency and the vulnerability that was refreshing, but also amazing. That's
You know what? Julia Fox, this may just be me making assumptions. Don't sue me or quote me. Julia Fox, she's friends with Anna Delvey, the girl who scammed all of New York.
Who, by the way, do you know that she's wants to start her? I don't know if she is or if she's trying to do it. She wants to do her own like reality show where she has famous people over for dinner at her place while she's on house arrest.
I think
and she has her ankle.
Babe.
It's happening. I was reading about it. It's happening for
so.
sure. I mean, I'm watching, absolutely.
100% I'll be there.
Yeah.
And Julia Fox just gives me that kind of, because I can't even tell you that I think that Anna Delvey is a bad person. Can't do it. Can't do it. She scammed who? Millionaires? Okay. Okay. And we hate her because of why. So Julia Fox just gives me that kind of like, she's been hustling and will hustle and will continue to hustle. And maybe her wealth doesn't look like what you assumed it will look like, but she has an abundance of it that we won't even be able to comprehend.
I 100% agree. Totally agree. You know, there was talks about her joining the Real Housewives of New York.
Yes.
And she's friends with a former housewife of New York, who had contacted her. This is before they completely revamped the cast. And it just, according to Julia, wasn't the right time or the right fit. They've completely revamped the cast, and so they have a brand new cast now. But she was just on Watch What Happens Live, and they talked about her being on the Real Housewives of New York, and the conversation was never say never. I would eat it up. It would be so delicious.
You know what? A bitch might watch the Housewives.
You would have to watch.
Yes.
You would have to watch. Yeah. It would be so good. So good. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for the Pop Culture Pop-Up. We'll be back next week with more Pop Culture Chisme. Julie, do you have a Latinx spotlight for us?
I do. I've talked about him before, but he's coming out with new music and he's wearing the charro outfit in his album cover. So, and you know how I love it. Alejandro Fernandez, of course, Zaddy himself, is coming out with new music. His new single is called Inexperto en Olvidarte. Translated, it means, give me a minute. It means like, not an it's a weird, okay, it means like I'm not an expert in forgetting you.
Not
it
yet,
sounds
girl.
Yes, exactly.
Woman.
It sounds like a weird title, but it's very romantic in Spanish. Just believe me. Okay, trust me on this. We love Alejandro Fernandez, and we love him in the charro outfit. I love when he sings regional music. I think his voice is made for it. I think his voice is perfect for it. And I'm excited to see how this pans out. I think his last album was also regional, and I really enjoyed it. So this one is going to be great as well. So Alejandro Fernandez, inexperto en olvidarte.
Amazing. Time for some azúcar. I will go first. My azúcar this week is ghosts, not the supernatural ones that live in our rooms. The TV show. Oh, you don't have ghosts in your rooms? Ghosts on CBS, or you can watch it on Paramount Plus. Have you seen it? Have you heard of it, Julie?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's so good. It's so funny. It's about this couple who moves into one of their aunt's house who passed away in some kind of castle type of place, and there's ghosts that live there, and hilarity ensues. It's so funny. It's so funny. I'm only a couple seasons into the first season, but if you are looking for a sitcom that you can watch that's funny, easy to watch, great cast, turn on Ghosts, Paramount Plus or CBS. It's really, really delicious.
I love that.
That's my azúcar for the week.
Wonderful. My azúcar. Before I get to my azúcar, I want to mention last week my azúcar was The Good Fight. And though I still love it, I really Megan Hilty showed up in one of the episodes, and I love a Smash reference. It is heavy, if you know. It came out in 2016. Heavy with Donald Trump shit.
Oh, okay. You know, I always thought that The Good Wife and The Good Fight were about politics. I thought The Good Wife was
I think The Good Wife is.
Well, I watched the first. Oh, I guess she is. I just thought that it focused more on politics and less on I work in I'm a lawyer.
The Good Fight is lawyer based.
And I think The Good Wife is as well. I've only watched the first episode, so excuse me.
I can't say much about The Good Wife, but The Good Fight, there's a layer of political awareness throughout every single episode to the point that it's like giving me PTSD a little bit, where I'm like, oh, I remember when that was happening and that was rough.com. And so I say, I don't take back my recommendation, but I say be aware of that before you dive in, because it is a great show. It's a fun show. Again, Broadway alums left, right, center, everywhere. The guest stars are phenomenal, but it is heavy with political awareness to the point where like I had to give it a pause for a minute because it was really heavy on the Donald Trump and how horrible he was, and like one of the characters is really struggling with the Donald Trump stuff, and I'm like, I really struggled with it. But you got money, so it feels like you're better off, baby. So just be aware of that before you dive in.
And FYI.
Yes. My azúcar for the week is oh my god, I forgot to text you. I finished my book.
Tell me. Well, don't tell me here.
Okay,
don't ruin it for everybody.
That won't be my azúcar, but I'll just tell you because I need to get it out. You're
gonna say it on air?
Yeah, it was The Wife.
Ugh, of course. I knew it. And is she fucking the cop?
No, but she was fucking somebody else involved with it.
I knew it. Always.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my god. That's not my azúcar though. I'm so sorry. My azúcar this week is, I think I've talked about this before. It's on Fox. It's called Welcome to Flatch. It's a mockumentary style show about a small town. And it is so funny. It's so funny. I'm just gonna tell you one really quick. And if this doesn't make you want to go watch it immediately, you can watch it on Hulu. And again, it's also on Fox. There's a scene, someone's having a baby, and one of the other girl who's with the mother to be has to call 911, and she calls 911, and they're like, 911, what's your emergency? And she's like, oh my god, you guys really say that? And she's like, oh my god, first time caller, long time listener. And then she like goes on with what she needs to call, but the way she delivers it is it's so funny. It's the only mockumentary that I've watched that I'm like, this actually feels like a documentary. Like these people are, the way that they're acting is so unadulterated that I'm like,
Mhm.
it could be real. It could be real. Sean William Scott is in it. Jamie Presley is
Sean
in it.
William Scott from American Pie.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
He's in it. He plays a priest in it.
uh-huh,
He is in it. A lot of people that you see and you're like, I don't know who they are.
uh-huh.
And those we told y'all with Superstory, no one listened to us.
Right.
So I need you guys to get it together and listen to me when I say go on Hulu and watch Welcome to Flatch and then come back here and thank me because it is
Okay,
hilarious.
done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Well, listen, that's going to do it for us. We've reached the end of this episode. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at You, Me, and Chisme. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch us every week. You literally what you just listened to, you can watch it. Or you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you discover us through YouTube and you just want to listen, whatever you want to do is perfectly fine with us, as long as you're listening or watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's You, Me, and Chisme. You plus me and sign Chisme. And yeah, make sure you share this podcast. Make sure you review, give us a like, give us a comment, share it with anyone and anyone on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok. If you want to do a video about us, about how we're your only friends or whatever. I'm sure you have lots of friends, everybody. Whatever it is that you want to do, we would appreciate it and we would love you so much. And then we'll be back next week with more Chisme. But until then, make sure you have lots of love, lots of peace, and most importantly, lots of chisme in your life. Bye.
Bye.